Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for weatherweb.net. This is your look ahead video today on Saturday the 4th of April with an outlook for Britain and Europe for the next 7 to 10 days ahead. And don't forget, as always, you can get the further details for the next couple of days in the fast forecast video on the video just to the right of this one. Here's total rainfall then across Europe right through this full week up until the 12th of April. Most of the rainfall, and quite a lot of it, across central and southern parts of Europe, across Italy, across the Balkans, into Turkey and around the Black Sea as well. Also some quite high rainfall totals across the southwest of Spain and Portugal, but notice the gap across Britain and northwestern parts of Europe, with high pressure broadly in charge in this region, dry conditions prevailing right the way through. Fronts though moving into northern Scandinavia, bringing frequent rain and some mountain snow to the north and west of Norway. Now this is the chart for 500 millibars, so this is around 18,000 feet in the atmosphere, around 5 to 6,000 metres above the surface, and it gives us an idea of where ridges and troughs at the surface are found. The contour lines, the height lines then, showing a big ridge across Britain and Western Europe, and a large trough out towards the east, and it's these features that then correspond to the surface systems. So effectively, surface area of low pressure is in here, and the surface area of high pressure is in this region here. So when you hear us quite regularly talk about higher than normal and lower than normal heights, this is what generally corresponds to surface pressure systems, and this particular chart and type of chart will be a bit easier to deduce when you look a little bit further ahead as to how things develop. It evolves a little bit more slowly and isn't quite as detailed as the surface charts, which can tend to run away with ideas once you get too far ahead with subtle small-scale evolutions of the weather pattern, just spinning up areas of low and high pressure. This chart generally picks out a more broad brush and general trend going forwards. So we'll knock that forwards then a few days, and we'll just take the sequence through. This is going through Sunday and then on into the start of the new week. That big ridge across Britain, across northwestern Europe, is still in evidence. This is just stopping it on around Tuesday. So high pressure, generally higher heights across northwestern Europe. Quite a cold pool out here, out towards the west of Spain and Portugal, likely to keep things unsettled there. And that main trough feature then out across southeastern Europe, hence the higher rainfall totals on the total rainfall map we just saw. Moving that a bit further forward then, so continuing on towards the later part of the week, that big trough still in evidence across southeastern Europe, still got that cut-off feature out towards the west of Iberia, and our ridge of higher heights still in place across northwestern Europe, and continuing that way even towards the back end of the week. Notice though, by the time we go through into about Friday, we've still got that the remains of that cold pool somewhere in this part of the world, just gradually being fed with westerlies coming in across the mid-Atlantic, which will help to strengthen that and just destabilise things as we go through towards next weekend, and gradually see our main ridge collapse away towards the east, and the threat of something more unsettled coming in from the west and the southwest through into next week. We'll run that a bit further forward then, and this is how we go through the weekend and into the start of the following week. So we're through to the 12th of April now, about the 13th, that's the chart for Monday. And as we said, gradually that trough developing out in the Atlantic, just pushing a bit more towards Britain, the ridge moving a bit further away towards the east. So gradually the trend from there is that more unsettled and changeable conditions, fronts and surface low pressure systems will try and move in off the Atlantic. And we'll just see how that corresponds then with the surface pressure chart. This has got rainfall on it as well, so it shows where the heaviest rainfall is likely to be over time. And there's a chart for Easter Sunday. There's the low developing across Italy and the Balkan region, some heavy rainfall to come here, and that's really adding some rainfall totals and some mountain snow as well across that part of Europe. Moving forwards then through into the early part of the week, high pressure at the surface across Britain, pretty stationary feature. That low then that was across Italy, moving northwards towards the Black Sea region, bringing some rain and also some snow over the mountains of Romania as we go through into the early part of the week. Notice as well the area of low pressure just centred towards the west of Portugal, producing some heavy falls of rain and probably some thunderstorms in this region as well. That lingering in that area right through into midweek. This is through until Thursday now, and we've still got low pressure broadly affecting the Black Sea region, out across Turkey and Greece as well. But high pressure still very much in charge West Britain and northwestern Europe. Low pressure is more towards northern Scandinavia too. Moving that forward a little bit more, so we've still got some thundery rain across Spain and Portugal, that cold pool still in evidence there, still got low pressure out across eastern and southeastern Europe, and our ridge still, by this stage, a bit more dominant and featuring across central Europe a little bit more. Moving that through a little bit further then towards the weekend, Still those thunderstorms across Spain and Portugal still hanging around in this region. Notice though out in the Atlantic, areas of low pressure, fairly complicated mess of systems. As I said, the surface model at this point really doesn't really quite know how to develop these systems, and each run will come up with a slightly different solution, so the exact detail to be taken with a pinch of salt. As we saw with that 500 millibar chart, that trend and that theme is one we can start to deduce, and even if we don't follow this map to the letter, the theme is there going forward into next week, that Atlantic weather systems are likely to be developing. So I hope that's been useful for you, and an insight to the things we're looking for over this next week to 10 days and where the pattern is evolving to. And we'll keep you right up to date with that, of course, here at weatherweb.net. For now though, thank you for watching, and bye for now.